We took Willy to the butcher.
Yeah, butcher.
To the butcher, so we'd have meat to eat.
No.
Yeah. Alright guys, Willy is home. We're in the garage. Got my freezers all cleaned out. Don't make fun of me guys, because look. 1, 2, 3 freezers in my garage. But here's the thing, I'm gonna need it. Now typically I don't have all 3 of these freezers running at the same time. This one over here, you're not gonna believe this. This freezer right here, free. Found it on the side of the road. The door was off of it. It was laying in the bar ditch. I just stopped, picked it up just to get the trash off the side of the road and brought it home, and that thing worked. And I actually installed a different thermostat in there to where I can turn that thing, because it was just a freezer, but I went and talked to a refrigeration guy, and he gave me a different thermostat to where I can adjust that thing and make it a deep freeze or a refrigerator. I can turn it all the way up to like 60 degrees. So I use that thing a lot of time in the summertime to cool my vegetables. You know, if I have a big harvest and I don't have time to put everything away, or you know, tomatoes or whatever, I can put that thing on refrigerator mode and make it a refrigerator. There's one empty freezer, the small one. Our good big deep freeze. Looks brand new. It's nice and clean. Got it all cleaned up this morning. And then this one, our freebie that we got on the side of the road. So there's what's left of the pork that we had butchered. Just one shelf. We've about got most of it eaten up. There's a couple big hams and some pork chops. There's what's left of the last steer we had butchered, and that was almost 2 years ago. All we had was, here's 3 packages of hamburger meat. We were almost completely out of hamburger meat. And a bunch of sirloins and some roasts. And then that's all fish. I need to get busy on eating some fish. There's some tomatoes from this year. I didn't have time to can them, and I'm thinking about, I just threw them in the freezer, but what I'm thinking about doing is thawing them out and kind of putting them in a big pan and cooking them down and making some spaghetti sauce or some kind of sauce out of them. We'll see. Never tried it. All that down there is just some old stuff that's been in the freezer way too long. It's freezer burn, but instead of throwing it out, I thaw it out a little at a time and feed it to the dogs. And there's a little bit of leftover deer meat from last year. That's about all that was left. Yeah, that's it. So we do have one freezer that's almost full. I could make some more space in here if I need to, but I'll show you what we got. Went to the feed store this morning, so it's not all meat in here. I'll show you. Oh, all this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bags of fresh grass-fed beef. Got to get it all unloaded, get it put in the garage. Man, that went a lot better than I expected. I didn't even have to put anything in that little freezer, so that's good news. I'll be able to unplug that one and save electricity. I'll only have to run these 2. Whole beef fit in that one big freezer. Now it's a big freezer, don't get me wrong. I just didn't expect it to all fit in there. Everything fit except just a few things, and I'll have to put a couple things in here, and I'm going to show you that. The only thing that was left over, and this was just something extra that I asked my meat processor for. I had them leave me 2 bags of bones, leg bones. See that? Big old huge chunks of bone. And then all of the heart and livers in this bag, and I'll put that in the other one. But I had them save me those leg bones. They cut them up into like 4 to 6 inch pieces, and I'll just thaw those out a couple at a time and give them to my dogs. Because where'd she go? Bella? She's back there. Bella, right there. She loves those leg bones, and it cuts down on the feed costs for the dogs. So let me give you a quick rundown of what the freezer looks like. All right. So, as I said, it all fit in one freezer, minus the bones and heart and liver, and I could get those in there if I really wanted to, but I'll throw them in that other freezer. So up here, these are all T-bones. Now guys, if you go to the grocery store and buy your meat, you're going to be blown away by this. While this package, those packages look like roasts. I mean, this looks like a roast. Right there. T-bones. Look at the size of these T-bones. And I'm a big guy, but there ain't no way I can eat one of those. We had them put them 2 to a package. Our T-bones are 2 to a package. Some of them are a little smaller, but 2 T-bones will feed my whole family pretty easy. There's a couple roasts and the brisket. I had them cut the brisket in half. Filet mignon. Oh, those are sirloin right there. I've got some filet mignon in here. Right there. That's what everybody's looking for right there. Filet mignon. They're pretty small, but man, they are delicious. And rib eyes. I got a pile of rib eyes. They're going to be delicious. And that right there is what my family uses the most of. We got a few roasts cut up. We didn't get many roasts, but hamburger meat is what we go through the most, and it is expensive at the grocery store. So I think we got 238 pounds of hamburger meat. I'll give you a rundown on the cut list in a minute. All this up here is stew meat, which I had them cut it a little bit bigger than just regular stew meat so we can make shish kebabs. So there's 2 rows. It's hamburger meat. I'm sorry, not hamburger meat. Stew meat, and then some of that is soup bones. I have them cut up some soup bones to put in soups and stews and things. Chicken fried steak. Do you guys eat chicken fried steak? Let me know. Chicken fried steak is one of our favorite things around here. So I'm gonna close this up, guys, and I'll go get my sheet and tell you all about the cuts of meat we got and how much we got out of it and what it cost. Willy's back from the processor, and we got plenty of beef in the freezer for a long time. We got we got 2 freezers full of what's left over of pork and beef and fish and deer. And we haven't even killed a deer this year, so we'll have more meat in the freezer before it's over with. But I will say this: if you guys have never raised your own food, if you never raised your own animals, and whether or not you process them yourself or not, but if you've never raised your own animals and then had it slaughtered and ate that food, it changes your perspective on food. It just changes everything about it. It's not just something that came from a grocery store that you have no idea how it lived. And I take a lot of pride in what's in those freezers in there, because I know how it was raised and I know the life it lived, and it's a healthier product for my family. I know where it came from. I know everything that went into it. Looks like Houston's coming outside. So, down to the facts. This heifer, now I will say she was a lot bigger than what I typically would recommend butchering a calf at. She wasn't a calf anymore. She was 1,400 pounds. 1,455 pounds live weight. And that's, our goal typically when we butcher an animal or butcher a cow, we're shooting for 1,000 to 1,100 pounds. That's a lot of meat, but it's not, it's not too old or anything, and it's not too much meat. That's just our goal. Now with Willy, we let her go a lot longer. She got a lot bigger because we were trying to breed her, and we were hoping she would breed, and we tried for almost an extra year, so that gave her time to gain that other 300 pounds or 400 pounds. What's up, dude? So Willy was a lot bigger than what we typically shoot for. You're gonna have to be quiet because I'm talking, okay? But it's a lot of meat, and you can see it all fit in one freezer. One big freezer held it. So of the 1,455 pounds live weight, we got 910 pounds of meat. So you're looking at 600, almost 600 pounds of that we didn't get, which was the hide, the guts, bones, things like that. So we did about 60%, return rate on our meat, which is pretty good. We got 238 pounds of hamburger meat, and that's all packaged in 1.5 pound packages. So that's enough hamburger meat to last us a long time. Hey, hush. We got 32 packages of chicken fry, which there's 2 in a package, so that's what, 64 chicken fried steaks. 13 packages of T-bones. 2 in a package, cut at 1.25 inches, so they're big thick steaks. We got 8 packages of sirloin, 11 ribeye, and I'm not sure how many packages of filet mignon there were. I want to say 6. It's kind of hard to read some of this. I should have had her write it a little more plain, but it's a little scribbly. And then there's, I think there was 12 roast altogether. And the brisket, I had them cut the brisket in half, so there's 2 smaller briskets. We got 15 pounds of stew meat. It's cut into little cubes that we can use for stew or shish kebabs, so there's a lot of that. What am I leaving out? We got the liver. We had the liver all sliced up. We don't eat a lot of it. I might eat some. I may find somebody that wants it, but if not, then I'll feed it to my dogs. They love it. I got the heart. Usually I have them slice the heart up, but I guess I forgot to tell her, so we got a huge heart in there. You got paint on your hands because you've been painting?
Yeah.
All together, okay, so when we took this heifer in, they charged us $40 for a kill fee, which includes killing, you know, and skinning and disposal of the guts and stuff. And then it's 65 cents a pound for processing. And then I paid $10 for tenderizing, to tenderize those chicken fried steaks. So altogether, it was $641.50. $641.50 total. And like I said, they charge us 65 cents a pound. Don't kick the tailgate, please. 65 cents a pound to process. So we did pretty good. We got a lot of meat. Like I said, 910 pounds of meat. So I'm hoping my freezers don't go bad and we don't run out of electricity. Hope we don't have a big power outage, but if we do, I've got a generator that I can hook those freezers up to, and we shouldn't. You're gonna bump my camera, okay? So that about covers it, I guess. That's the story of Willie, and she's all back and in the freezer now. And this little guy doesn't know what to think about it, but
Willie went with Daddy, and Willie went to play.
Well, no, Willie didn't go to play. Don't put your feet up there, please. Okay.
So,
we do have a little bit of meat left over from the last steer we had butchered, but not a lot. We'll go through that stuff first, and we're set for probably, that'll last us about 2 years, I would say. The last steer we butchered was about 2 years ago, so we've got a good 2 years worth of meat in that freezer, because we'll supplement that with pork and deer and other things. So anyways, there you have it, guys. That's what we do. That's where our meat comes from. We try not to buy. We try to buy as little meat at the store as we can. Shh, not right now. This guy's getting antsy and anxious. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions at all, just leave them in the comments below. We'll get some steaks out of that right there and pick for our winner of our drawing for our 2,000 subscriber giveaway. We'll get that done and get you notified, figure out who that's going to be, get you notified, and get that in the mail pretty soon.
Yeah.
And now that we got all of our meat back, we're ready to go. We're set.
Yeah.
Yeah? Anything to say? You got anything to say?
Yeah, and then Willie, Daddy was saying Willie to put her in the fin.
We took Willie to the butcher.
Yeah, butcher.
To the butcher, so we'd have meat to eat.
No.
Yeah.
I don't. Did you cook Willie?
Not yet.
No.
We're going to.
No, I don't want to cook Willie.
Okay, so I've got some explaining to do, guys. So I'm going to try to figure out how to explain all this to Houston. And thanks for watching, guys. If you're new to our channel, we do appreciate you. And if you're a new subscriber, thanks for coming on with us. And we hope you enjoy our videos. And you guys have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.